The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We start the show with what we usually do is with the German DAX and the FTSE, and as you can see here, the DAX was much stronger than the FTSE again, but both of them were extremely strong. You can see off that bottom they had a heck of a run. I'll go over that in just a little bit, but basically what I was going to do today was to talk about the trade that I love so much. And boy, folks, whenever you hear me get in love with a trade, get ready to go the opposite way, because when I like it that much, sometimes when they don't work, they just don't work. And I want to bring that to your attention here so we can take a quick look at it. This is it right here. I'll bring this up. I did 3 separate videos about this over the weekend. And what I was watching here, of course, was this 61% retracement coming in there at 1851 in the gold, which was a 61% retracement. It was a perfect 1-3-5 pattern. Everything was going good. The market opened about unchanged, up a little bit, and took out the high at 1849 and then backed off to about 1842. And then it went right up to 1843, I believe. And I said, boy, that's looking pretty good. And I checked to see what silver was doing. And when I saw what silver was doing, the first thing I did was I just started getting ready to send a chart out. I mean, I saw something so clearly that I just couldn't believe it. And I'm going to show it to you now, folks, because this was, remember, an hourly chart. And by the time I got this thing done, it was already done. We had broke out to the upside here in the silver at 27.90, which violated. That was my first sign something was wrong with this trade, was the fact that it violated 27.70, and it shouldn't have done that. And then you'll see that the market went up, and then it pulled back to a 382 retracement of the low on Friday, and that's when I was looking at it, and I said, "Oh, this is disaster," and so I tried to get it out, but by the time I got the 2 charts for silver and gold ready, it was off to the races, and we ended up getting stopped out for a $4 loss in the gold. We sold it at 51, and we got out at 55. I mentioned in the video several times, if that thing gets above 1855, there's something most probably wrong, and as you can see here, we've gone all the way up to 1867. I've got to change my parameters here now, because even though the seasonal influence is coming in on gold, and this is from Cycles Research, of course, out of Vienna, Austria, you'll notice that the month of the latter May and early in June are the weaker months for silver. So, for gold. And that's why I thought it was going to be such a good trade. And I had several people, email me and say, gee, well, you must really like this trade. And I warned them. I said, look, be really careful, because when these things fail, they fail really badly. And that's where you want to be able to not stand in front of it and, try to do the best you can at limiting the loss. And that's pretty much what we want to do. We did take the profit in the British pound, so I'm coming into this week flat. I will not be here tomorrow, folks, and I will be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but tomorrow I will not be here. We'll be looking at a few other things. Rich Anderson was kind enough to send us some information here regarding the, let me get this up so you folks can take a look at it, the bull and bear indicator since 2002. You notice that the extreme bullishness thing finally turned down last week. And that it may or may not mean anything. I really don't know. I mean, you just can't trade off of that. That's nothing you can trade off of. But something that you can trade off of, and I think this is why I spent some time over the weekend looking at this, because of the fact that we were watching a market that was acting very, very nicely as far as Fibonacci numbers. When I'm referring to that, I'm talking about the New York Stock Exchange Index. That's the one that I was really referring to, and now I can't find it. Shut the front door and raise the rent. That's impossible. I use that all day long. Wow. There is trouble in River City, boys and girls. Anyway, let's take a look at, first of all, we'll look at the Russell. You can see the Russell had a big move up. It stopped just about at the 61% retracement there, up around that 2250 level, and then it rolled over today. And then I just can't understand why I don't have the NASDAQ the New York Stock Exchange in there. I mean, that's the thing that I use the most. Well, I'll have to use I'll use something else, and I'm going to get that up here. I'm going to use the Russell 2000, Russell 5000. This is someone, John Jameson was kind enough to tell me. I always say that New York Stock Exchange Index is the broadest, but actually it's the Russell 5000. It's not tradable. It's just an index to tell you what the market is doing. I'm sure they have ETFs for it. But if you'll see the move in 2020 where we broke from 35,000 down to 22,000, okay, that is 21 points. And then if you add 21 times 1.618, takes you 34. That edge takes you right up to absolute perfect 1.618 expansion level, and that's what we hit so far. It hasn't gone above that. That's very similar to the New York Stock Exchange Index, but the New York Stock Exchange Index, if you'll look at that, and unfortunately I can't find it, but did I put it in with the FANG stocks? Nope, I didn't. I'll do a couple FANG stocks. But by the way, those FANG stocks, they're not looking very good, and they haven't looked good for quite some time. But the New York Stock Exchange Index on the close on Friday stopped exactly at the 0.61% retracement of the whole week's range. In other words, from Sunday night, when we reversed all those, we dropped, 70 handles all the way. No, more than that. 200 handles or something. Yeah, we dropped 200 handles from 4237 in the S&P all the way down to 4038, which was the 61% retracement in 382. And then we rallied back, went above the 61% retracement. We missed the 78% retracement by about 15 points. It came in at 190, and we got as high as 4175. But Sunday night, different than where it was the previous Sunday night, we had hit some major points, on the upside on last Sunday night at 4237. On this time, we were making a correction, and the market, instead of being strong, was being weak. And that told me that Fibonacci number is most probably correct. So that's why I said, well, maybe it'll be a little bit differently. Of course, it broke, and then it gave a really nice Gartley pattern at 41.63, and then broke all the way down, made new lows at 41.43, and has gone a little bit lower than that. So those are the few of the ones that I'm looking at. But the gold one surprised me, folks. I've been beating my head against the wall for not catching all of it, but that's the way it goes. But that one had everything going. It had price and time and seasonality, everything going. But and when people talk in the news about it being related to what's happening to Bitcoin, folks, the people that trade the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, I don't believe they have any interest in the gold and silver markets. Those are two different animals. That's the way I view that. I hope that makes sense to you, but that's my 2 cents worth, because they're just different people. The guys in cryptocurrency wears baseball caps putting on backwards. We'll be right back, and we'll talk a little bit about the crypto Bitcoin. Be right back.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, Shane Smolian was nice enough to send the chart out showing the gold and the dollar and the Bitcoin. And you can see here there's been a breakout in the gold to the upside and a breakdown in the Bitcoin. But if you look at Bitcoin, you know, folks, that's making an ABCD Gartley at 382 retracement there at 42,000. So I wouldn't get too bearish about that right now, but it's looking like they've reevaluated some of these cryptos. Like Ethereum is still really strong, as a few others, but Bitcoin, of course, is a little bit weaker. Now, how high gold's going to go from here, I don't know, folks. But when it breaks out of these numbers, someone's asking me, what do I do next? Well, I'm certainly it's done everything wrong that I thought it was going to do. I mean, everything was perfect for today at 1851. At 1855, I said something is probably wrong. I didn't realize how wrong it really was until I saw that silver chart. That silver chart was really something, because I should show that again, because it's got something there that we don't talk about very often, and that is the 20-man line. I want to get this up here to show you this. This is a thing that really thanks, Bill, for posting that New York Stock Exchange Index. I appreciate that. But you see, after the silver damaged the 135 pattern that was absolutely spot on, then that told me that, something was wrong. And then when I saw the chart pulling back to a 382, silver dropped from 27.90 all the way down to 27.54. Dropped 36 cents, which just happens to be the harmonic number in silver. So from there it took off and then ran almost $1. Now what we'll have now is we'll have some bigger ABCD numbers and stuff like that. But it really broke the rhythm of that 135 pattern that was so perfect. That's why when these patterns fail, folks, they're telling you something, and that's why they're important, is because they're important for risk control, not for the fact that they are predictable within limits, but they can tell you when they're wrong, and that's what you want to do, is to not stand in front of it. And if you can do that, you're going to be a whole lot better than some other people that fade the trend and stuff like that. So that's it. Terry's asking you about Cardano. Go to Coinbase. Terry, I've heard other people use Coinbase as a way of looking at it, but it hit Cardano ADA hit 250 a share over the weekend. It's back down to $2 a share, and whether that's going to, of course, we were looking at it when it was 6 cents, but that doesn't mean anything either. Okay, let's take a quick look here at one other thing regarding the stock market that I wanted to that we've talked about several times in here. This is Larry Williams's forecast that he does a year in advance. And you'll notice here that he was looking for the top to come in sometime in the early May. So far, that may or may not be the case. If we get above 4220 in the S&P, we'll certainly think it's probably going to be much later in the month of May. But the sell in May and go away is by far the strongest seasonal of any of the things that we have going on in the stock market. So we're watching it, and whether the weakness that we're seeing this morning is going to continue to the end of the day, I don't know, but it's not down a whole lot as of yet. Maybe it'll accelerate, I'm not sure. But the key is that we didn't get any higher than the 61% retracement to the exact tick, folks. That's an index that trades for around, I think around 15,000, and it was right on the money. I think it was within 2 points of that. So that was right on the close. So that was saying that if we were really strong coming in Sunday night, most probably we were going to go higher. And if we didn't, we were probably looking at some type of a sell-off. So those are a few things that we look at when we're trying to set up what we're supposed to be doing, for today's trading. Folks, I have nothing to do with that cryptocurrency stuff. I don't know how to buy it. Never have, never will. But anyway, that's something that, I've suggested it because I know there's a lot of young people out there that are good with computers, and it's not easy to buy. First of all, you had to convert your money to Bitcoin, and then you buy the Cardano with the Bitcoin, and that's something that is tough. That's why they're bringing out these different coin exchanges so that everybody has the availability to buy it, just like they do with Robinhood and Upload or whatever those other things are that they're using. For vehicles for trading. So I am giving you the best of what I think is going on, but frankly, sometimes, we don't always have, what we really want. We're having a nice little rally in bonds. We went up to the 382 of that last move that we just hit at the 382 up there at 57 and change, and it backed off a little bit. So 58 is definitely going to be some resistance in the Treasury bonds over the next few days. But the trend in interest rates is higher. It's not lower. That sequence of events has been broken, and I don't believe that we're going to be looking at much higher prices in excuse me, let's get this up here for the Treasury notes. In other words, I don't think you're going to see interest rates going higher, so I would expect the interest rates to let's try it again, Larry. Interest rates should be going higher. That way, the TLT would be heading down. You notice the last rally that we had in the yield went right up to the 382 retracement. That was right after the big report that occurred last Friday when everything went nuts. And of course, you see things have reversed itself. In other words, that was a one-day wonder, and that's really all you were looking at as you were following through with some of these things. I had an interesting human interest story that you might like. Byron Tucker called me yesterday. We talk about it every day, but we chatted yesterday. He said, today's the anniversary. I said, what do you mean? He said, you remember in 88 we went down to Hollywood Park? And I said, oh, yeah. I said, I remember. My old boss at Drexel, I left in 82, and this was 88, and he had some friends coming in from Drexel out of New York, and the ladies wanted to go to see some movie stars. And so he called me up, and he said, are you going to be going to the track this weekend? I said, well, no, I wasn't planning on it. He said, well, we have some people from Drexel, some ladies, wives of the Drexel people wanted to go see some movie stars, and we know that you know where they are. I said, Bob, I said, my God, I said, you got more movie stars on your deck than I ever did. He said, yeah, but you know these guys. And I said, yeah, I'll go down. So I went down, I called ahead of time, and we had the Drexel deck box already and everything for 6 and everything. And so I called Ruben. Ruben Alvarez was a maitre d' at Hollywood Park. And I said, Ruben, I said, if any of the old group comes in, I set him at the head table there at Drexel because my friend Byron and I are here. We'd like to get, 3 other people there. And so he said, no problem. He said, I should be able to do it. So by the time I got there, just as we were walking in, Vince Edwards and Don Adams were there, and I had sold those guys Cougarans over the years, and actually was a really good friend with Don Adams and somewhat of a friend with Vince Edwards. Or they knew my name, if that means anything. Anyway, so we sat down, and the ladies came in right before the first race, and of course they were excited to see him. And then something really weird happened. Is John Forsythe, the guy from Charlie's Angels, his wonderful voice, a real handsome dude, he came up, and oh man, it was lights out. Those women were just absolutely and actually Vince Edwards was a little jealous, I think. But anyway, we laughed about it. We had a really great time. Actually had a good day betting that day too. I think I won $30. Hey, we'll take a little break. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine for TFNN.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I just got a WhatsApp message from one of the folks here at TFNN, and he mentioned, why am I, focusing on, trades that didn't work, like with the gold trade? It's real simple, folks. I have to focus on the ones that don't work, because if I only focus on the words that do work, it's only going to be a 5-minute show. not saying that tongue in cheek, but that's how you learn. You want to examine, what you did wrong. I mean, I saw exactly what to do, but the problem was I couldn't get it done fast enough. But I just wanted to go through the sequence of what I was looking at, because when you see these patterns fail, and that's why when I did the videos about it, and I think I did 3 of them over the weekend because it looked so perfect, that I said, if this gets above 1855, I said, there's something wrong. So we were only risking $400 in a contract that's worth $186,000. I mean, give me a break. That's not very much at all. So I'm actually glad I, had to do the trade. The other stuff worked pretty good. But anyway, that's why I'm watching it. I try to, show you the good ones and the bad ones, because, they equal out over time. Probably around 60% will be good. And there'll be about 20% break evens and 25% losses. But that's probabilities. That's what this is all about. Now, I've posted a chart that we've looked at several times before, just on that same theme. You'll notice here, and I'm a big fan of the Elliott Wave. I'm not Elliott Wave technician type, but the Elliott Wave International with Prechter and all his people that he has working, they do an outstanding job with data and stuff. And I use it to show you some of the things that we're looking at with patterns and things. And you notice here, he was looking at this super cycle, waves 4 and 5, and you'll see number 5 and 5 with the question mark. But you'll notice that the Dow was at 31,000. Folks, we went to 35,000. So there's another perfect example. When it's not working, you got to stand out of the way. I mean, there's just nothing else, nothing else that you can possibly do to, get in your way to do that. And if you remember, there was the one with the Fibonacci's that I thought was spectacular. I think history is going to say that this is going to be pretty good. This is where all the numbers, you'll see where from 1929, was 89 days, from 1932, and then you have 1966 where the market went flat for just about 13 years, and then it finally broke out in 1983, and we just kept going. And then there was the crash, that little burp there, that little bleep which is the crash. And when you stop and go back and look at that, you'll say, oh my goodness, the greatest buying opportunity of the 1980s. And yet it was a total crash. And gosh, I remember those days like it was yesterday. But you can see all of it says sometimes in 2021, we might reach a major high based on 13, 21, 34, 55, and 89. We may or may not. I don't know. But if it does, it's going to be something to remind ourselves of that. All I'm looking at when I'm doing these things is I'm looking at the shorter term patterns to tell me whether I'm able to get in and get out without risking very much. That's all I'm really trying to do. So remind ourselves that that's the bottom line of what we're paying attention to as we're looking at some of these things. Now, a couple things were telling us that this market was very, very weak, and I was going to give you one of those answers right here. If you'll notice here, I'm going to go through these because these are the ones that people look at the most. This is Amazon. You'll see we had that double top up there at 35.60, and now we've dropped 300 and some points, 350 points down to 31.50. And then over the last 3 days, this is a very, very weak rally, folks, for Amazon, given the fact that it could not rally very much when the rest of the market was really, really moving quickly. And if you also take a look here at Mr. Appel, we were doing the same thing with Mr. Appel, looking at the fact that it was having a lot of trouble at that 28 level, 128. I mean, we talked about that on Friday, to watch it at 128, because that was a 61% retracement off the point C on May the 6th. I don't know where Apple's trading today, but our price objective on Apple on this ABD stuff comes in at around 119. So that's it. Now, the next one we're going to look at here was Facebook, and it's actually has done a little bit better. You'll see we came down and we matched the bottoms in early April. Then we had a pretty strong rally. Didn't quite make it to the 61% retracement on Friday. I don't know if we hit 319 today in Facebook, but that should have been, I would think, major resistance at 319 in Facebook. But it had a really nice redrive to a top pattern, as you can see here, all during March and April, topping on April the 28th, which happened to be that big super full moon. And I think we have a a new moon coming in here. I think it's tomorrow. I think it's either the 18th or 19th that we'll be looking at another moon, but it's a new moon, and it's not a super. It's just a regular old-fashioned new moon. So that's it. So now we want to look at the strongest of the bunch was this one right here. And here again, you want to be watching it, because when the strongest one gives up, that's when there really is problems. You'll see here perfect symmetry here, folks. I mean, if you really want to believe in symmetry and looking at these ABCD numbers, look from January 4th. You have a perfect ABCD, 27 days up, and then the market comes down and goes up for 27 days. Now, how can you make that stuff up? That's just hard to believe. Now, go back to look in September into November. Count those number of days. You're going to see that there must be something very, very symmetrical about 27 days when we're looking. So Apple's backed off a couple of points, as I would have expected, given the fact that we couldn't get above 128. Now, next one we want to look at is our good friend Bill Gates. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page for Bill because he's going through a nasty divorce, I understand, and he doesn't have his buddies to help him out. So we'll do a GoFundMe page for Mr. Gates to get him back on his feet. But the price of Microsoft here is $248, and I don't know where it is now. But here again, this was another one. We have lower tops in here, folks. These markets on these FANG stocks are rolling over. They are rolling over on a technical basis. Why they would, I don't know. And the one that's rolling over the fastest, from my perspective, is the one with all of the movies and stuff, which is Netflix. Netflix just literally can't rally from the Gartley pattern at $565, $70 ago. Just basically no rally. Now, the NASDAQ has got hit pretty hard with this, of course, but these FANG stocks have gotten really banged up very, very badly, every single one of them. And, of course, the car that you cannot hear, Mr. Tesla. Let's see how we're doing today. Tesla had if that was a one-day rally, and if Tesla can someone tell me whether Tesla is below 540 or not? Because if that gets below 540, that's going to be a pretty nasty drop. But of course, he's selling all of his Bitcoin, and they're not going to use it anymore. Maybe that'll mean they have more cash. And the price of Tesla is 74, so it's up today. Is that correct? Okay, that's much better than the other ones looked at. 570. No, it's down, but hasn't broken below 560. Going below 560 in the Tesla is the one that would you really want to look at. It's down 15 points, but below 560. It gets below 560. There's could be trouble in River City if you're watching those. So keep in mind. But folks, I hope you can get through 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart on natural gas. I don't know if you commodity traders out there, I'm sure you do it, but natural gas is one of the better commodities to trade, folks. Huge liquidity and execution is superb. Anyway, if you look at the natural gas here, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks. You'll see the 61% retracement there at 298. We hit there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. And then on Friday, the market closed lower after going to $3, and it closed lower. And it looked like you had a home run there, selling at that 298 level. And then this morning, when you come in, it was actually last night, it opened at 303. And as soon as it did that, of course, your stop would have been triggered at the 302 level. You actually got filled at 304. And from there, it just took off. I mean, this is when you look at this now for supply and demand, it's telling you a great deal. There was a great deal of supply building up there for 10 days. This is an unusual pattern, but this is how they work. And they stays there for all that time. It was either distribution or accumulation, and it happened to be accumulation. You know that by the action that occurred today. You'll see you already went above the 78% level. We hit 13.15, I believe, and trading around 13 or something right now. But that's when you see a breakout like that, you don't want to stand in front of it, either break out or break down, because it's telling you that the supply that was there has been absorbed, and that's pretty much it. Now we're having a really good correction here in corn and in soybeans and in wheat. Not so much soybean oil. It keeps going higher, mainly because of the biofuel stuff that they use out of Brazil. And soybean oil is used more for energy than it is for cooking oil. But the rest of them have sold off for some nice areas for support. Now, the one that you want to keep an eye on, which we focused on in the newsletter, was the December corn, the new crop corn. It broke about 80 cents from the high when there was no corn available, and now the report came out and says, well, there's a little corn, and then everybody starts to selling. Well, corn dropped 80 cents a bushel to the exact 61% retracement. The problem was you probably didn't get filled because you hit it to the tick, and it was there for a mini heartbeat, and then away it went. It rallied about, I think the last I saw it was up about 18 cents from the low there, but there's nothing you can do about it. In order to get in, you've got to shade it by half a penny or a penny in order to get in, but that's a big market. I mean, that's the largest of all the commodity markets other than the Treasury notes and Treasury bonds. And but anyway, that's made a major bottom, I think, today with that action that we've had. Going below that, that would tell us that maybe there's going to be more to the downside in the corn market. And there's a few of the things that we want to remind ourselves that we're doing this pretty close. So let's move on here. We have a question from our good friend Marshall up there in the state of Washington. and want to get this up here to bring it up to you and show you. And his question is about sugar. I want to get this up here because there's a potential here. I didn't mark it as such, but if you take a look at this, we've made a higher high in sugar during, this is a weekly chart. Over the last 3 weeks, you can see the 3 drive pattern on the weekly chart. There's a really nice 3 drives, one after another up there at 1840, and now we've reversed all that. That tells us that we've got a major distribution up there between $17 and $18 17 cents and 18 cents a pound in number 11 world sugar. So that's what it looks like just on a weekly chart. You've had all that distribution up there, and now it's reversed. That tells you supply is coming in, and that's what we're paying attention to as we look at this. Folks, regarding someone asked another question about the Tesla. I have nothing against the car. I rode in it once. I didn't particularly like it. I didn't think the interior of the car deserved a $65,000. Yeah, it is in price. It is on Coinbase. ADA is in Coinbase, but the Tesla, the inside of that car couldn't even compare with the Lexus or the Jaguar on the inside with the wood and stuff. I mean, I was really disappointed with the quality of the thing. But I've never believed that you could possibly buy a car that you can't hear, so I don't know. The Music Man from Gary, Indiana. Yes, sir. That's one of my favorites, too. I love the Music Man. Okay, let's move. That was actually, I believe it was Natalie Wood's one of her favorite. I think that was one of her first movies, as I recall. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but we'll move on to the next one here. Another one, folks, that we use all the time. I want to get this. I want to show you the Christmas corn here because this is where we were. Let's get it up here so you can see it here. The low today, you'll see it right here. There was the 382, and there was the the low was at 521, and it was low was a little bit higher than that. So you missed the 61% retracement in the 382. And as you can see, we've had a pretty good rally here today. We got all the way up to 48, I believe, after hitting that level. So sometimes when you got the numbers right, they still leave you at the wedding chapel, and other times they leave you at the funeral home, like they did with the gold today. But folks, that gold trade, I have nothing. Give me that gold trade 100 times, and I'll clean their clocks. I can tell you that. But not today, because once it went above 1855, it was goodbye. $400. All right, let's move on here to one other question that someone's asking about, and that is the piggies. Let's get these live hogs up here. I believe we're getting ready for a really big, substantial correction in the hog market here. You'll notice we went up to the 1.618 expansion up there around 114. We're trading around 109 today, as I understand it. So there's another one that's lined up, getting ready. If you get a nice rally in the hogs, I think we'll take a quick look at it. Actually, lumber has actually made some type of a top too, folks. We hit 1,700. We backed off several $100s. It's not a square foot. It's board foot. I think it's board feet. Someone told me, and it's a plywood that is the square feet. But it's backed off quite a bit. I have not traded lumber in 55 years, and I have no intention of doing it. The only reason I'm watching it is because it's in the news quite a bit. Because each new house that's built at the regular $200,000 range, $25,000 increase is due to the price of the lumber that's in there. I noticed they had a piece of lumber listed on eBay. They were willing to trade for a new Corvette for this piece of lumber, tongue in cheek, of course, but it's not quite that expensive, but it's getting there. So how much higher this stuff is going to go, I don't know, but we'll have to do, one thing at a time, and that'll tell us whether we're right or wrong or indifferent or whatever it happens to be. So 877-927-6648. Folks, I'm sorry, but the lines are just lit up today. There's just no way you can get in, so we'll try to get you in tomorrow. But unfortunately, I won't be here tomorrow. I'll be here on Wednesday, of course, and we'll be able to take a look at some of these other markets that we have going on. Remember, the support that we had here is Al said a line has just opened up, so if you want to get back by the first break, you better hurry. 877-927-6648. There's a big prize for you if you're able to get through. And if you're able to get through, there'll be a big prize for you. I'm a poet and don't know it. I make it rhyme every time. We'll be right back with Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of the Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we're talking just a little bit here about the stock market. We had a rally up to rallied about 10, 15 points up here to about the 1153 level. The key level to look at today, folks, is if we can close above 4170. In the S&P, that would be a pretty good sign that you're probably have some pretty support coming in the market. But if we close below 4138, that's down quite a bit. That's down 10. Well, it used to be quite a bit, not anymore. But if we close below 4138, we'll probably be a little bit lower. Hey, I think we have Mr. Shane Smolian, the Wolfman, on the air. He's in the house. Shane, what's up, buddy?
Good afternoon, Larry. How are you?
I'm fine. What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Well, I think we're seeing an interesting phenomenon here, which is I think we're seeing a rotation out of a lot of these other commodities that have been inflating into gold. So we've been talking about this for some time. I think what happened today on that trade, Larry, I think you're just seeing some type of a rotation. It may not be specifically from Bitcoin, but we're seeing, lumber topping, we're seeing the grains topping. And I think the big mystery for a lot of people was when we first saw this inflation happening, gold has been at the bottom of the list. I mean, it's literally been at the bottom. And so I think there's a good chance now that we could start to see a move over to gold. And this, honestly, gold stays strong for the next 3 months. I mean, there's some dips, ups and downs, but the summer is the gold season here. So it could get interesting.
Well, they did rotate me, that's for sure. I was on the spit. It was the 4th of July, a little early, but it was okay. It was a quick $4. And the trouble was, like I mentioned before, I saw it happening, but there was just nothing I could do about it. By the time I got it done, I said, gee, why didn't I buy some silver for myself? And by the time I looked at it, it was 20 cents higher, so I didn't want to chase it. And, of course, it ran another 30 cents. But, hey, thanks for joining us today, my friend. Hopefully we'll have you on. How about, can you be on the show maybe on Wednesday? Would you be able to
Sure. That sounds great.
We'll have you on Wednesday. I'd like to hear more about, what the Fed juice is doing during this time. And if we have a continued sell-off in the market, I'd like to get your ideas on what you think is going to happen.
There's still a good chance of that.
Okay, well, the lines will be open for you, my friend. So we'll see you Wednesday. We'll see everybody Wednesday. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.